Senior Living Today, brought to you by these fine sponsors: Wires Inc., First Class Realty, Triangle East, and Ward Specialty Pharmacy.
Hello everyone, and welcome to Senior Living Today. Yes, we're on a few minutes late tonight, but you know they saved the best till last. This is going to be for all of us sitting here and having the blessing show with you tonight. You'll notice there's 4 of us, and it is our last show for 2021. And folks, you're sitting there on the couch wondering, where is 19, let alone where is 20, where is 21 gone? Well, it's here and gone, and we've got, 22 coming up. Our next show will be January 3rd, Cheryl, or 4th? Tuesday. First Tuesday. And we've got a whole nother program that's starting then. Won't even get into it tonight. But the main thing we've got tonight, we will not be talking about Medicare. We will not be talking about dual SNPs and all of what's been going on. We want to talk about Christmas, the happy times, first of the year. And we have got a wonderful guest with us here tonight. In fact, let's just hush and let Cheryl take over, do the introductions, and let alone. Cheryl, who is our sponsors?
The sponsors this evening, we have First Class Realty, Triangle East, which is owned by Brett Hill and his staff of realtors. Some very good experience with that organization. They can help you on the buying or the selling of your real estate, either side of the transaction. Patrick Ignacio is the owner of Ward Specialty Pharmacy, a compounding pharmacy. He can help you. If you got some really expensive drugs, you need to talk to the guy and see if he can help you out with compounding them locally. You might be surprised at what he can do for you with that.
Cheryl is right, and Brian Blonda, of course. Cheryl's going to do the introduction, but we push here on Senior Living Today. Biggest population group, biggest voting group we have is our seniors. And what we want to do is shop local. That's the biggest thing we have here in Nash County and the other 16 counties that this program is going out to. Cheryl, I'll just hush. Who is our people tonight that I'm just excited to have?
Yes, sir. We are really fortunate. We have the owners of Wires Inc., Brian and Wanda West, and I don't know which one is in charge, but we'll leave that up to them. Guys, thank you for being here this evening.
Thank you for having us.
And Brian, to me, has a great story. They've got a great story of their business. We want to talk about that a little bit tonight and then get into the toys and the goodies that they have available there, the services that they can do for you. Because, I joke about Brian having an $80,000 pickup truck and I have an $800 pickup truck, but they both need good bed liners in them. So I know this is one of the things they started with. But just give us, Brian, I remember you started with Best Buy?
Circuit City.
Circuit City, that's right.
So I started with Circuit City right out of college. I was making pretty good money working on cars, and Circuit City did stereo and electronics and security systems and things like that in cars, video in cars. And it became a career. It was something fun. I loved working on cars, loved talking to people, so it kind of worked together and fit together, and it was a great career. And I'll still tell people today, Circuit City had one of the best training programs for their car audio technicians and their car audio group than any other company at the time. But unfortunately, that company failed. So during the 3 months of liquidation, I stayed on through the whole liquidation process. Me and her went back and forth like, hey, what do you want to do? Where do you want to go interview? I don't want to do nothing. I want to work on cars. I want to get back into, what I've been doing the whole time. And
something you loved.
Yeah, and so we looked at it and we talked about it and we probably thought about it a little bit. She's short, but she's feisty, so, But we found a spot. This is where we're at now.
Okay. So,
what's that address?
4574 Sunset Avenue.
That area out there is growing in leaps and bounds, isn't it?
You just don't know.
Oh, my gracious.
I'm sure it's going to grow a whole lot more once road construction is finished.
You know it.
Somebody owes me a car wash when they're done. The truck's dirty. Got red mud all over it. But we looked at the area. So Circuit City was gone. There was a company, Audio Express. They're gone. The only other group in town that we knew of was really Best Buy. And there was rumors at the time floating that they were going to leave Rocky Mount. So we made the jump and opened up, like anybody else will tell you, the first year,
it's tough.
2 years,
It's tough.
3 years, 5 years.
That's right.
It kind of goes along. But we were very fortunate. When I first opened, one of my assistant managers at Circuit City came along.
Okay.
So both of us, there was a lot of time that I didn't have to spend training somebody how to do
Right.
what we do. He already knew. And when he finished college, he moved on, and I was able to bring in one of my installers from Circuit City. The guy's been working with me since my daughter was born, and she's 22. So
Wow. Wow.
So we got to continue building the family, and it's automotive, so it's a love-hate relationship. I hate you today, I love you tomorrow.
Understood.
But we are a dysfunctional family, but we're still family.
But the thing that's important for the folks looking, and that's our senior living, Wanda, Brian, how does the family play? Let's address Wanda. What is your role when it comes to operations? I know Brian's there, but Cheryl, even that question came from you.
Yeah.
How do you play into it, Wanda?
I am his marketing specialist.
Outstanding.
So I go to all the local dealerships, I go to all the local used cars, any local business. Chamber events, we try to
Right.
support their business in hopes that they will support our business.
Absolutely. So that's the local area, and you know this, sitting at home on your couch, I hope you're having dinner, supporting the local industry here is critical. And you heard what Wanda and Brian are saying about suing what? Cheryl, supporting our local industry as a whole.
And y'all also, some of Brian's background, what I call community involvement, man. You're in the fire department.
I am selectively still a volunteer. I don't get to go as much as I used to.
Right.
Business.
What
business
department
takes-
was it?
Nashville.
Nashville.
But yeah, I was not very a vocal person when I opened my business. So with a big corporation like Circuit City, they handled all the advertisement. They handled all the community relations stuff and all that, and we were never a part of it. We were there to come to work on cars, talk to
Right.
customers, go home. So that was the biggest transition for me, becoming a small business owner. People at home don't realize how much extra time you have to put in that business. It's not 8 to 5.
No.
A lot of times it's 6:30 in the morning till 10 o'clock at night. We have to take care of our customers and dealerships and make sure everything, and if it means working on a car throughout the day and then doing the payroll and expense reports and all that after hours, and you talk about supporting, there's been several times that she's brought me supper
I'm sure.
to the shop because I'm still there working on stuff.
Right.
So service is really one of, both of your motivators at what?
Oh, yeah. But the community stuff, your chamber cannot mention that enough.
Right.
And somebody once told me when I joined the chamber and then left the chamber and then joined the chamber again. But somebody told me one time, it's whatever you put into it.
Yep.
So if you don't go to events and you don't network with the people and you don't support the other people within the group, it really doesn't help you grow a whole lot.
Right.
And that's one of Wanda's positions. One, she looks better than I do. But two, she can go out and go to these events and be a part of the community, be
Yes.
part of the chamber events, be part of Rocky Mountain Business Builders Group, those networking groups, and still be able to answer questions to the local dealerships, local service centers, places like that. We've become a resource to where we can educate them on stuff and they educate on us on stuff, and it all stays local.
Now, Wanda, did you have any formal training, education, anything in marketing, or has this just come naturally to you?
I wouldn't say naturally. I was kind of pushed into it. The
Gently, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Not physically pushed.
No, not physically pushed. The gentleman we had before just wasn't him.
Right.
So I had started working full-time with Brian in April of this year.
Right.
I had been in the medical field for probably 12 to 15 years and was ready for a change, and he had a position open, and we talked about it, and we said, let's do it.
Yeah.
You know, we get the question all the time, how do you guys work together? How do you live together? I mean, we've been married 23 and a half years, so
Oh, that's a
It's not,
blessing.
it's not always, you know, a beautiful thing, but, you know, we love each other.
But it works.
Yeah, so when his marketing specialist decided he wanted to move to sales, he just kind of looked at me and I looked at him and I was like, I'm here.
It's time.
I'm going to support you, however you need it. Whether I like it or not, I'll go out and give it 100%, and
Oh, it's
That's what I
obvious that
did.
you both
Yeah.
are a team.
Yeah.
And family is one of the biggest things that we have. And folks, here it is, almost 19 after. We're going to go, I guess the best thing to do, let's go on for a break right now,
Yeah,
get it over
real
with. But when we come back, we talked about Christmas. We talked about it's going to be the first of the year, New Year's before it's here. So stay tuned. Go to the kitchen, get you a second helping, do what you've got to do. Why? We're going to talk about toys when we come back and what Wires Inc. has to offer you. And it doesn't matter about age. That's what I'm talking about. Doesn't matter from what? 16, what do we drive now? 18 years old? When do we get
16.
16? So I'm going to just give you a broad range, say 16 to 80. Stay tuned. We'll be right back after this commercial break. Stay tuned.
Senior Living Today, brought to you by these fine sponsors: Wires Inc., First Class Realty, Triangle East, and Ward Specialty Pharmacy.
And welcome back to Senior Living Today right here in Nash County. We just can't thank you enough for tuning in. As we stated earlier, it is our last show. We want to try to get a lot in this next few minutes. So I'm going to throw it right to Cheryl, and we're going to let Brian and Wanda talk about some of the toys that are offered out there.
Yeah, and one thing I want folks to realize, because we just had a real quick conversation here, I always think of Wires Inc., my first thought is cars and trucks. But what else do you do?
Boats, motorcycles, side-by-sides, golf carts, anything that really has a 12-volt battery, you can possibly add something to.
Okay.
So it's a super, as you said, it is a super broad range. So anybody from 16 to, you chose 80, but
I did.
we do have customers that are probably over that. It's anybody that wants to make their car or truck better, or they want to make it more comfortable, or they want it to sound better, or they want their golf cart to have more lights and more sound than their neighbor. It happens.
I love it.
It happens, but it does. I mean, it's
Welcome to human nature.
it is.
Brian.
Well, that
Yes, sir.
and music is a huge part of everybody's world. No matter
is.
what type of music you listen to, everybody enjoys music. You've got it on your phone, you got it on your iPad, you've got it everywhere. So wherever you go, you're going to want it with you. So if you're a farmer and you've got a side-by-side and you're out there by yourself, you still got music.
Yep.
But if you're at the beach with 400 other people and they all got golf carts, you're still wanting to play your music, or you still want to have nice lights. So we feel that niche in all the markets of that.
Well, Brian, speaking of
Of
that
sound.
niche, and I'm going to throw this to the crowd, to the senior living group. Your children, it's Christmas. So, Brian, Wanda, take us through when you walk through the door at Wires Inc., right here in Rocky Mount, North Carolina. What is that process? And I know it's up to the clientele. They come in looking for something. But, Wanda, Brian, how do you guide them through when they walk through your door? What do they expect?
So first thing is somebody's going to be there to greet them.
Oh, that's
Not a
great.
robot, not a computer monitor, somebody that actually lives and breathes what we do.
Outstanding.
Everybody that works there, including Wanda, at some form or fashion love what we do. Either we've got sound systems in our cars, or we've got cool toys and play toys in our cars or trucks or side-by-sides. We've got one employee that has all of them. Boat, golf cart, side-by-side, and his list keeps growing. But we love this stuff too. So
Absolutely.
when you come in the door, the first thing we're going to say is, hello, welcome,
Yes.
I know a lot of businesses, you miss that now.
Yes, you do.
Y'all definitely do a great job with that, man, when we come through
Thank
the
you.
door there. You truly do.
But then we're going to ask some questions. So, first of all, have you got the car with you? Because every car is different. Your car is different than his car, and so on and so on. Even if you both drive Cadillacs, your car's still going to be a little different than his.
Was true, yes.
So, we're going to go to your car, and we're going to talk to you at your car, and we're going to ask some questions. And some of the questions, do you want it to sound better? Do you want it to look better? Do you want it to be more comfortable? Do you want more safety or protection? Or do you want just more cool stuff? Because that's a part of the business too.
So it's that much of a broad range at Wires Inc.?
Yes. Any given day, there's probably 10,000 different products that we have to know and learn and know how to function and work, and they come out with new stuff every quarter. Every quarter they're introducing some new product.
Right.
So, give you an example this year. For every year it changes a little bit, except for one item: remote starts, where you can hit a button, or now you can hit your phone and start your car from inside your house or inside your office. That's always huge at Christmas time. So, if you haven't got your wife a remote start for Christmas, come see us. She'll love you. And she's going to want one on every car after that. So she's had one on every car since 1998 when I learned how to install them.
So even like nights what we've got tonight, you come out,
Now, you don't have to go out. You
On your-
just hit your remote or your phone and it starts.
I told you could do more than talk on that thing, boy.
I just am amazed at what is out there for you folks at home for Christmas gifts. And Brian, don't let me interrupt, please. Time is
So
short, you keep going.
The next thing is Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. So that has now been introduced to cars, and it's been introduced to not only your factory screen but aftermarket screens as well. So we've all become accustomed, even I, and I don't even like a smartphone, but we've all become accustomed to use them. You have to. So smartphones work off apps and swiping.
Okay.
CarPlay and Android Auto mimic that on your screen. So you don't have to look at your phone. You don't have to touch your phone. You can use your maps. You can use text-to-speech. That's cool features.
Okay.
And it's also safety. So you can drive down the road and you can talk into your radio and it will text for you and it will read text back to you. Emails pop up. You can just swipe it and go, and you know that you can look at it whenever you park
And
or
you
whenever.
install all of this at Wires Inc.?
Yep.
So it doesn't have to come in with the car that they come in
That-
with and you
but-
update it, you are...
And that's one of the relationships that we have with dealerships. Right now, there's a crisis where the chip. So there are manufacturers that are leaving parts out of vehicles just so they can get them to the dealership to sell. So, for example, some cars don't come with heated seats anymore. Heated seats is something that we can install. So not only can we install it for a customer, but we can install it for a dealership as well to get them to get that car off their lot or make their customer happy. So we get to make them happy and their customer happy, and it's all a working relationship. And we have that with most of the dealerships here in town and other towns.
Folks, when you look out and you drive right up at Wires Inc. and you look at the facility, beautiful facility, but you don't find out something until you do what? You walk through that front door.
Yes.
And now you're finding out how to receive, how to purchase, how to have it installed. Cheryl, have you got something else you wanted to ask here?
Just, is there a age bracket for the vehicles that you can't work on?
Nope.
Okay. So you can bring your 65 Mustang in there and,
You can. You can actually go to our website,
okay.
and we have galleries on there of cars that we've done, but
Brian, that's where I was going, not to interrupt. I wanted you to tell a little bit about your website, what's there, what's available, how do we retrieve it, how do we go
it's
to it?
wiresinccaraudio.com. We have a Facebook page. We also are on Google. That's LinkedIn. That's what the marketing specialist does. She keeps all of that updated. But the oldest one I've ever done
Okay.
is a 39 Roadster.
All right.
So
I bet it
yeah,
was beautiful when it's finished.
actually I didn't see it until it was finished, maybe a year later, when he was fiberglassing and fixing a lot of stuff on it. We went ahead and laid the wire and installed the speakers, and then he took it off to the upholstery shop and had the upholstery done and then painted. I did get to see it, but it was a year after I had already done the work. But It's,
I bet it was beautiful.
it is. So we see a lot. We had what kind of car was that in today?
We had a 66 GTO in today
66
for
GTO.
Underglow, or XK Glow neon
Yes,
lights
right,
underneath.
the lights
Mhm.
underneath.
It's the lights that glow on the ground. So,
Yeah.
I mean, everybody's different. And that's one of the great things about this business is everybody's different. You have a style for your car. She has a style for her car. I have a style for my truck. And there's tens of thousands of products out there. Our job is to find the ones that fit your needs and show you different options and talk about it. So our philosophy has always been make a friend first and then show them cool stuff.
Oh, I like that.
And that's what we do. And then after you pick out your cool stuff, we have an installation center there on the premises with certified installers so we can install it and you don't have to worry about that as well.
So even now, folks, as you're sitting here listening to the conversation, I don't want you to think today is the 22nd, 21st?
21st.
Okay,
21st.
we are.
First day of winter.
When are we
right.
closing? It's coming, first day of winter. I need to know the tag. When are we closing for Christmas at Wires Inc.?
So Friday at 5 o'clock, we'll close
Okay,
Christmas
folks,
Eve.
you hear what he's saying. Friday at 5, and we're coming back to him in just a second, but stay with me. It's Christmas. You still have Wednesday and Thursday, half-a-day Friday. If nothing else, Brian, Wanda, Cheryl, to get your order in, even if we can't get it completed, or are we still, what do
Yeah,
you think,
so
Brian?
we do a voucher process.
Okay.
So if you want to buy your wife something and you want to go ahead and pay for everything and the installation and set up the installation without her knowing about it, you come in and purchase the products. The guys and girls up front will give you an install voucher. You wrap that with your present, and when she opens it, it already has a date and a time set in January
Okay.
to have it installed.
Yeah, that's
And
creative.
all she has to do is bring the product and the voucher, and it's taken care of.
So you still built in the excitement to,
Oh, yeah.
say, a wrapped gift or what have you.
Absolutely.
Cheryl, I know we've got 2 minutes left, and
Yep.
we'll take a minute to close, but guys, you can tell, I'm just excited about this, like Christmas
Oh, yeah.
already, but you live and you learn what's right here in Nash County. Wanda, I'll throw this at you. You're the marketing specialist. As you look into the camera, two things: telephone number, an address, and will there be a person, like Brian said, that's going to be there to do what? Pick up that phone. Can you tell us just a minute or two, looking into the camera, what the telephone is, how do we get in touch with you, and please, ma'am.
Our telephone number is 252-972-9473, and we are located at 4574 Sunset Avenue. And yes, when you walk in, you will see me, or you will see Chris, Shane, Caleb, you may even see Brian out there. But yes, one of us will be there to help you out and help you with your needs.
Brian, in closing, I need something from you. Just take it away, anything the last couple of seconds here you want to close for Wires Inc., and we're going to bring this show to an end.
Merry Christmas and have fun.
Oh, God bless. Cheryl, anything you'd like before we
That's
close?
it. Folks, thank you for being with us this year. Merry Christmas. Have a great time with your family, and we'll see you next year.
Folks, remember, Christmas, there's one word in that: Christ.
Amen.
There's a reason for the season. We can get out and play and have a wonderful time. Find you a church. Make sure that you go out and remember the reason for the season. But let's have fun before that Friday, Christmas Eve? Brian, Wanda, Wires Inc. Don't forget statewide, and do not forget the family at WHIG right here. We're all for you, and we could not do it without you sitting there on the couch with us here. So, folks, in closing, I just want to say thank you for a great year of 2021. Senior Living Today could not sponsor without you and the great sponsors we have seated to my right here. God bless you all. Merry Christmas and a prosperous New Year. Thanks for tuning in, and we look forward to seeing you next year. Good night.
Senior Living Today, brought to you by these fine sponsors: Wires Inc., First Class Realty, Triangle East, and Ward Specialty Pharmacy.